Question for you about, after going over the film game one, are there things you saw that you want this team to do better? Obviously, the rebounding edge was 44-32. Just wondering what you took out of that.
Yeah, there's lots of things. Thought the game was riddled with mistakes. Clearly, you guys are, I get it. It was a massive number on the rebounding front, but that was not I guess my most area of concern. That's not where I was concerned the most. We understand we've got to do that. We also understand if there's one metric that we aren't good at, that's one of them. You can't suddenly, I preach this, when you get to the postseason, you can't suddenly change who you are. You are who you are. We've got to clean it up a little bit. They're going to continue to take advantage of it. I mean, that's not news to anybody.
Next question, front row to your right.
Hey, sure.
Hey.
Everybody always wants to start fast. Is that even more vital in this situation where you're going against a team who's probably going to have some juice, trying not to go down 0-2? And on the flip side, is there a little bit of confidence that you guys didn't start fast last time and still were able to kind of weather it?
No, I think it was awful. I mean, I think if we do that again, it's just not good. It's not a good formula. Our offense was a big reason why. And so, we're going to try to, better help the group have more quality offense so that we can go toe to toe with them as they bring their very best, which is what they're really good at.
Coach staying in the front row, center.
Hey, Coach. You obviously coached against Courtney Williams many times when she was on other teams. What's impressed you most about her now that you have her on your squad?
Her coachability. Not that I didn't think she wasn't coachable before, but I didn't understand the magnitude of collaboration that you could have with her. Back and forth in, in a strategy way, in a banter way, all the things. And she's just an exceptional listener. So I think just being up close and personal and like an every day, you learn more about a person. And again, not that I had any preconceived notions. It's just I didn't know the magnitude of what she would bring in that area.
Coach to your right in the third row.
Hi, Cheryl. It's
Hi.
me. You said the other day after the game that Lindsay Whalen was texting the bench, and I don't think any of us knew if you were being serious or not.
So you're following up.
Yeah. Well, I asked Katie Smith yesterday and she was like, I don't know. She goes, she might have just been texting like, oh my God, I can't believe that play. And she goes, then you get to go back and reread it and relive the game. So can you clarify for us?
Which part?
Was
part or my part?
Your part, like what Lindsay was texting and what was she saying?
Well, we don't have our phones on the bench. That's one that would be illegal, I think. But it was said in jest, for sure.
Next question.
I did hear Lindsay was coaching over where she was and that fans were trying to give her the blues. So
In the fourth row, all the way to the left.
Hi. You mentioned rebounding wasn't your biggest concern. What was your biggest concern?
our offense that was leading to transition, where they got really, really good stuff. And we were really caught just a step behind, as they flew at us and got, threes, and then the offensive rebounds out to threes, kick back out to three, those sort of things that were bigger concerns. Thanks.
Second row. Cheryl, second row center.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi.
It seems like after every time you guys have beaten the Liberty this year, they've said some sort of variation of, we got away from what makes us successful. They were more disciplined than us, et cetera. Just wondering what it is about your team, particularly defensively, that can force that out of, the number one team in these playoffs.
I'm not sure. I mean, we just be ourselves. I'm not on their side, so I don't know. We've played this defense all season. They've played great defense all season. So it's two, we talked about in the Connecticut series, right? So we're now playing another really good defensive team. We're a good defensive team. I don't know what their principles of play are. I don't know what it is that they're trying to do.
Coach, first row to your left.
Yeah, Coach Reeve, with Alana Smith and Bridget Carlton, they're both players that took a little while to find themselves in the league, and both of them found that really with you. I know Alana obviously had a good season last year with Chicago, but can you talk about what it takes, the resilience it takes for players like that to to take a little while to find themselves in
Yeah.
the league.
Lance talked a lot about her path, her story, and obviously we weren't a part of that. We were only a part of, her finding a spot that she could be herself and, gain confidence. I can speak obviously very directly to Bridget Carlton, who we've known as a good player. And each year when we give her something and we say, we're going to need something different, we need you to do this year, whatever, it is, she kept, sort of, biting off and chewing those things and never shied away from that. And then we got to this place where we said, okay, she's a really good basketball player. We really like her a lot, but in order for us to get to the next step, she's got to be more aggressive and she's got to score the ball more. If you're a starter, you got to score the ball more. And so for us to take the next big step, and we talked to her in free agency about this, like it was time. We increased her contract and, we said, this is now's the time. This is the opportunity. Now going into the season, she wasn't a starter. And I do think that starting really helps a player. And you really know what your role is. You really know what's expected of you and you really settle in. And so I do think that's played a part as well.
Next question, third row, to your right, Cheryl.
Evan.
I know you guys have played, you had faced Leo, during the regular season, but having her in the starting lineup, she obviously has a big game from three. Did anything she do surprise you in game one, or what do you need to do to
Who was
minimize?
this? I'm sorry.
Leo Fevich.
Oh,
What do you need to do to minimize?
no, it surprised me that we didn't guard her very well. Some of our schemes were, like I said, we were riddled with mistakes. And so that was one area and we got to do better. Now, some of it is they put a lot of pressure on you and some of the other players. And some of our decisions, is she going to get some open threes? Yep. That's exactly why she's out there, so that when the others you're focused on them, there she is. They get close to the basket. There's Stewie close to the basket. She turns and looks, where's Fevich? And they have a high degree of confidence in her. And, so we're not going to keep her from getting threes, but, hopefully we can limit them. And also hopefully they're not as rhythmic as they were.
Coach, the next two questions will come from the front row to your right, and we have time for just a couple more. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jackie. Go ahead.
Hey, Cheryl, what did you think was so effective about your switching in game one? And how do you expect New York to counter that this afternoon?
I mean, I think, switching keeps you a little more 5-on-5. I think having some agility at the post position, to be able to guard guards, that's what allows that to be successful. Thought we were successful in kicking out, some littles and sometimes not. So that was kind of, I think iffy, but I think overall we just were able to, to contain some of the penetration that Sab likes to get. And, but we expect her to come out with a great will, and it's going to be a test of wills in the schemes. And, we'll try different things for sure. And, we'll see how it goes.
Coach all the way to the right in the front row.
Yep, I can.
Hello. You as a coach have coached a top seed veteran team that lost the first game at home. You know how those teams responded in game two. So you know what to expect today from a very good Liberty team. Did you need to say anything to the team, or do they know what's coming?
Whether I needed to say, I did. We've had, a few conversations. Again, we didn't play very well. And that's at the forefront of the conversations. And there's a lot of built-in excuses in the last game, coming off a 5-game series, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, we didn't play very well, and we're going to play a lot better, or we're going to get run out of the building.
Coach, front row to your left.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hey.
How would you describe the defensive impact that Fee had throughout the game? I mean, obviously there's stuff in the box score that showed up, but even without.
It's incredible. I mean, come on. I mean, she was incredible. One-on-one on the perimeter, whether she was switching on to Sabrina or whether, she had Stewie in one-on-one matchups where she's trying to create, whether it was the shot blocking in the paint while being, clamped and held and, still getting she had 6 blocks. I mean, so her impact was immense defensively.
Is there anything that she does at this point that just surprises you, or is it just who she is?
No, good, bad. Otherwise, I think Fee she's so consistently the same, and her expectations of herself continue to rise, which is fun to be a part of.
All right, we have time for just one from Zoom. We'll go to Megan. Megan, go ahead.
Hey Cheryl, hope you're doing well. This is Megan Paul with USA Today for the Win. Wanted to ask you about those last 5 minutes. Obviously, you guys kind of got things together and went on a huge run, but I noticed that you went to a smaller lineup. Has that been something that you kind of just thought up on the fly, while you were out there? Or is like, hey, they've got a lot of length and we've got to try to combat that?
Yeah, no, in that situation, we were again disappointed with our offense. We weren't able to, both teams want to get downhill and create outnumbered situations, and we weren't able to do that. And it was kind of like this last, I guess, effort to try to get back in the game. And I can't recall. I believe it was Katie Smith who proposed it. And each game, you have different things that come up. And Tia's been playing well. Heideman's been playing well for us, and she has that ability to do that for us and play with pace. And so it was just one of those things that you didn't necessarily know if it would change the game for us. Did that change the game? I'm not sure. I just know that we defended at a high level in the last 5 minutes and just were able to play off of that. And, and then we went to overtime. We went back to our traditional and tried to win it from there.
Coach, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
To our media, the court is open, the 90 to 60.